Hello everybody, welcome to this C++ video tutorial. My name is Radolf. Now in this tutorial we are talking about loops. We want to know what loops are, how they are useful, and how they work. When we talk about loops in programming, now loops are simply flow statements that allows computer codes to execute repeatedly. So let's say for example I'm building a program and I've got to a point that I want a certain statement to repeat itself. Let's say I have cout, then I have Messi scores, is that Messi scores 1. Okay, now for me to repeat this statement I need to copy and paste them as many as I want, like so. And this is really tiresome, and it's even going to make your codes very dirty and a lot. Okay, so instead of doing this we can use loops to just write a simple code or a simple statement, then it will loop this kind of statement for us the number of times that we want. So quickly let's talk about one kind of loop. Now we have different kinds of loop. We have the for loop, we have the while loop, we have the do while loop, and others. Okay, but in this tutorial we want to talk about the while loop. Now the while loop is the type of loop that will go ahead and test a condition. Then if the condition is true, it will execute a certain bit of code. And remember, this while loop will stop if only the condition becomes false. Okay, so let's know the syntax for that. First of all, we have the while, then we have the condition in here, then after the condition we have the body for the loop, so all codes will be inside here like so. Okay, now after this we have what will make the loop stops down over here. Okay, so this will stop the loop. So there's a kind of syntax for the while loop. Quickly, let's go ahead and do something really practical. Now I'm going to build a program that will loop a statement for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll need a variable to this operation, and my variable name is dice equals 1, like so. Now after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this variable and execute a certain bit of code, and I will make sure that my test will be equal to true. So I'll say while, then I will say dice is less than 10. Okay, so while dice is less than 10, it should do this. It should print out Messi scores, like so. Then it should print the value for dice. Of course I need to end line, which is really appropriate, like this. Okay, so this is what the program is going to do. I have dice equals 1. So what my program or what the code here will do is it will check if dice is less than 10, and of course dice is 1 over here and it's less than 10. So as far as dice is less than 10, it's going to execute this program continuously until the statement becomes false. Okay, so let me build and run this, and it's going to print Messi scores 1, Messi scores 1, Messi scores 1 a lot of time. It will print without stopping, because remember we are saying dice equals 1, and what you are saying is so far as dice is less than 10, it should print Messi scores, then the value for dice. Okay, so this will continue on printing Messi scores 1 till it will never end. Okay, now for us to end that loop we need to make this statement false along the way. Okay, so we can do something like this. We can type dice equals, okay, dice plus plus, and what this plus plus means is dice plus 1. Okay, dice plus plus means is the same as dice plus 1. So if you see dice plus 1 and dice plus plus, they are just the same. Okay, so let me go ahead, build and run this program, and let's see how the program will behave. So it will say Mercy scores 1, Mercy scores 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it stops. Okay, now this is how the program behaves. Now we have dice equals 1. Okay, and our test is saying while dice is less than 10, it should print out this, then the value for dice. But we are going to increment dice 1 by 1. Okay, so this is what it does. First of all, it tests if dice is less than 1, is less than 10, then print this. Okay, so dice is less than that, and it goes ahead and print that. After that, it adds, remember I said this equals dice plus 1. So what this will do is it will add 1 plus dice, making dice over here 2. So when it comes again to print out this, it will print Mercy scores 2 as we are seeing over here. Then again it will add another 1 plus the 2, here becomes 3. Then it will print Mercy scores 3. So it's going to loop that way until it gets to 9. And when it gets to 9, when here becomes 9, it's going to add 1 again to 9, which will become 10. And remember, 10 is not less than 10, so therefore that code will not be executed, because remember I said at the beginning that this loop will stop when our condition becomes false. So when it gets to a point that 10 is less than 10, that makes the condition very false, and it's not going to print anything again. Again, we can increment this by 2 by saying dice plus 2 instead of 1. And when we build and run this, let me build and run, we are going to have Mercy scores 1, Mercy scores 3, Mercy scores 5, 7, and 9. The same way, anytime it loops, it will add 2 to this instead of 1, and it's going to be false when the condition becomes false. So that's it for the while loop. It's very cool, and it's really simple, and it's really, allow me to say, tasty. So practice the while loop, get used to it, and you are going to need loops in any programming language that you learn, especially C++. Bye.